Hello everyone, thank you for joining me here on this episode of Vegan Police TV. In this episode I'm going to be talking about the recent Sorsha and PewDiePie, what did you call it, topical thing, and making a statement and correcting Unnatural Vegan on some of the incorrect and probably misleading statements that she made. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Now, the thing, all over the internet the last couple of days, or especially Facebook, is the recent roast that PewDiePie did of Sorsha. Get my tongue in. Sorsha Morova. Now the thing is, Sorsha's video was put out, I think it was about 12 months ago now. It's only just been picked up by PewDiePie, and as can be expected, all the wannabes are getting out there saying, "Oh my God, Sorsha's put back veganism back 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever." And this is the thing, really, I think that is the biggest load of BS I've ever heard in my life. One clip, I don't really give a whoopty who it's been put out by. There is no way known that clip could have put it back 10, 15 years, 20 years, 100 years, whatever. I mean, have a look at the damage that Leanne and Harley do to veganism every single day. And yet, no one's putting videos out saying that they're putting veganism back 10, 15, 20 years at a time. It just baffles me. So anyway, the original video was put out 12 months ago. For PewDiePie to pick up on it now, well, hey, is he just trolling for shit to try and make things go viral and, give himself something else to look at? Who knows? So anyway, that's my thought on that one. It hasn't done, I really, how much of the population is on YouTube? Not much. How much of the population pays any attention to what's on YouTube? Probably not that much. So the impact that it has had on veganism and animals in general is probably laughable or even negligible at that. So, getting back onto the next thing, the Unnatural Vegan. Now, Swayze made a video in response to that Sorsha and PewDiePie one, and has made a lot of, quoted a lot of studies and quotes and all that sort of stuff. Well, this is the thing. It's interesting that she uses a study, or was it a study or a survey or something done by Faunalytics on the quote-unquote effectiveness of, on the recidivism, the fallback of people VEG star N going back to their previous necrovorous ways. Now, this is the thing. Faunalytics is a very anti-vegan organisation. They want to they create studies and they create things to justify people not going vegan and to justify people not using the vegan term, the word vegan, when discussing things. So how that study, and it was the thing, is that their little bit, their survey or the research that they didn't find anything conclusive. It was tainted right from the start because it classed vegans in with vegetarians and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, and it didn't specify whether it was the health food vegans or whether it was the ethical vegans that were going back to consuming animal products. It's the thing is that, in all honesty, if you do a particular survey or study or something like that, and you class vegetarians in with the same as vegans, then any result is going to be skewed, because vegetarians are vegetarian for different reasons than what vegans are vegans for. So I honestly believe that vegetarians have more in common with locavores and reducitarians and things like that they do with actual vegans. So why the two are classed together is beyond me. Whether it's done to make people feel better or whatever, who knows. So getting onto that now, this is the thing, is that it's very embarrassing that she quotes it, because Faunalytics, those things are used by the effective altruists who are basically looking for excuses to sit on their backside and do nothing because for their effective altruism or whatever BS way that they've got. So it's the thing is that can't be used as any scientific study or scientific purpose. And for the unnatural vegan, for Swayze, who tends to worship science as much as what she does, I think it's rather embarrassing on her part for her to even quote that. And the other thing too is that she uses a quote by Matt Ball to justify her position of what Sorsha did was wrong. Well, Matt Ball is also very anti-vegan as well, or he's an apologetic vegan where he thinks it's off-putting to use the term and all that. There was a recent article that he wrote about I can't remember what the name of it was, but anyway, he basically turned around and said that because companies was an entrepreneur or Harvard HBR article where businesses are not wanting to use the word vegan in their business name or on the products and all that sort of stuff, and he used that as further justification that there's something wrong with veganism. Well, I explained that in the comments on the thread when it was discussed in AR Zone, and I'll if I remember when I go back to putting this up, I'll include a link to that in the description so you can have a look at that. But this is the thing, and all these people go on about effective activism, that isn't effective activism. What is effective activism? No one has been able to define that. And as I said in the previous episode, is that just because someone's listening to you doesn't mean to say you're effective. If you're effective, then you're getting the highest return on your investment. So you are able to talk to 50, 100, 200 people and get a majority of them to go vegan. Now, I do not know of anyone that can do that. Not even, the great Gary Francione has been able to do that, because there's just so many things wrong with what he does, and the way that the message is brought across. And this is the thing, is that the first time someone hears your message of talking veganism, that might not be sitting right with them. This effective activism is used as a cop-out. Well, I want to move away from this effective activism term and use more towards efficient activism. So efficient is that you're doing something that's the most productive for you. So for me, I'm recording this while I'm going for a drive. I've got an appointment to go to, so I'm recording this while I'm going for a drive there. That makes it a bit more efficient for me. I also write blog posts and do podcasts because I feel that is more efficient for me rather than going out on street corners. Personally, I don't think standing on a street corner for 6 hours handing out leaflets or handing out brochures is that effective, and is quite possibly a waste of time, because you may hand out 1,000 brochures or 1,000 leaflets or 600 leaflets or whatever. How many of the people reading those leaflets, apologies about the sun glare, how many of those people looking at those leaflets are going to go vegan? How many of them are actually going to think about going vegan? And it's just from there, it's that was woeful parking, Cameron. Hang on, I'll try again. It's just where am I going? I'm having a bit of a embarrassing time here because I don't know where I'm going, because I'm trying to do two things at once, which people shouldn't be doing. So kiddies, don't try this at home. Here we go. That's it. So yes, and this is the thing. There's just so much that what is effective, what is efficient. For me, as I said, efficient is something that the activist is able to do obviously efficiently. So for a lot, it's writing blog posts. I mean, I still believe that a credible online presence is the best thing that you can do. I'm not saying YouTube, because here you are, you're monetizing things, so you're doing it to get people to watch your videos. So you're doing it for shock tactics, you're doing it for clickbait, and all that sort of stuff. For me, honestly, I'm not doing this for the people that aren't vegan. None of this is for that. What I'm doing now, this is for the people who already are vegan. So I'm not a vegan activist. I'll admit that. What I am and what I believe I am is a vegan educator. So for me, it's to educate other vegans into opening their mind a bit and thinking a bit more rationally, and to to question everything. You know, as the big thing on the X-Files, the truth is out there now. So many people are afraid to do that. So yes, and that's what it is that we need to think more. We need to not just follow the status quo. We need to challenge the status quo. If we can challenge the status quo, and once it's been challenged, then yep, you know, it gets improved, because there's that old saying is that if you're not evolving, then, you know, if you say that you're not evolving and you're just staying as you are, maintaining the status quo, then by essence, with everything else evolving around you, you're actually dissolving, because you're actually going backwards. You're not maintaining the status quo. You start here, and instead of moving up with society and changing the way that society does, and improving your message and improving the way that you do things, as society moves forward, you're actually going backwards. So by essence, you're either evolving or you're dissolving. Thank Hurek Ashley for that one, because that was one of his quotes from that. So, and this is the thing, is that, you know, we need to be evolving. As is this a movement? At the moment, I believe it's a click. You know, because I went to the West End markets yesterday, and there's people selling free insects. There were insect milks, there were insects this, there were, you know, even bagged up insects, because it was sustainable and it was natural, and all that sort of stuff. And this is what it is. People are going on the sustainability thing. Oh, make it sustainable, make it ethical. Well, you know, how far your ethics go? Only as far as your comfort level is. And this is something that we see with pretty much, you know, everyone within the movement, is that when they start to feel uncomfortable about their own actions, that's when the ethics stop. But anyway, I won't waffle about that too much, because that's getting into a whole nother discussion that I want to have later on. So wrapping this one up, as I said, Swayze was wrong. There is no such thing as effective activism. Sorsha's video did nothing to damage the vegan movement. Yeah, may have copped her a bit of caning on social media, but hey, she got a shout out by, you know, this guy is supposedly one of the biggest vegans on YouTube, one of the biggest personalities or celebrities on YouTube. So, you know, full marks for her for doing something. Even if it took her 12 months to do it, which it did, he responded to it. He's just, you know, put her name out there. It's wrong, you know, for science, people who worship science, as Swayze does, to quote Faunalytics. I mean, Faunalytics has to be the most anti-vegan thing that I've ever read in my life, as I've said. So anyway, that's about it for this one. I'm not going to waffle too much more, because it's about 13 minutes now. So anyway, thank you for watching. Description down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, whatever, you all know the deal. And so yes, until next time, go vegan, stay vegan, do whatever else you want to do, as long as you're vegan. All right, thank you for watching, and bye for now.